Heather Martin has spent quite a bit of time at the Dome today, and she joins us right now live. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Jim. You know, many people have put in a lot of work to bring this tournament to Minot, and one of the things that the teams will remember as they come to the Dome is the person who acts as the team host. Now, we checked in with one Minot man who has hosted different teams in various sports over the last 21 years.
Yeah, they call me Uncle Bill.
So are you going to go home and make meatballs tonight, too?
No.
What's the difference between Swedish pancakes and regular pancakes?
Well, some are made in Sweden.
Okay, we're making them here, though. What am I doing with downhill ski?
Visiting with Shauna, even just for a little while, will bring back memories of their own pets.
Don't worry, there's plenty of eggs to go around. What is the name of the closest star to the sun? The closest star to Earth. Don't believe what the sign says. Even the animals don't want to be out in the snow today. Rudes have been working under the light of this torch for over 100 years.
Pull more, pull more, pull more, pull more, and let it follow.
And Mary says as long as they work, they can stay in her shop.
Driving around, you can see a lot of water in the ditches from last night's rain. So on top of this, we are really concerned about some flooding around these parts. So not really a good time to drive, and you do not want to try to drive through any water tonight.
Now let's check out weather details with Heather Martin.
So both Minot and Williston escaped the frost last night, or portions of Minot and Williston did, but tomorrow morning I think that it's very probable that just about everybody will have a pretty frosty morning. We are under a freeze advisory for this evening, and of course that includes early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, partly cloudy tomorrow, right around 52 for a high, and a northwest wind up to 20 miles per hour at times. Right now in Minot we have 53 degrees, a north wind at 17 miles per hour, and take a look at our dew point. That's about average, of a humidity of around 54%. Williston with 53, a north wind at 20, but gusts up to 23. The humidity slightly lower, actually quite a bit lower, 31%, and the dew point is at 23. That'll come into play just a little bit later. Area temperatures right now, we have a little ways to go before we hit that freezing mark, but I think a lot of us will do it tonight. Sydney with 57, Scobie 48 degrees, and then we've got Stanley with 53, Tioga with 51 degrees. Over towards the east, yeah, still around the 50s, 54 in Lansford, 53 in Berthold, a little cooler towards Sherwood with 51 degrees. Now around the area, take a look down in South Dakota. They have 71 degrees still as of 6 o'clock, much cooler up towards the likes of Regina and Saskatoon. This is the air that's coming in towards us tonight, so we will be cooling down significantly overnight. Last night, very few places saw frost. You can just see light tinges of that pink shade, so we're looking at just the possibility of a few low-lying areas getting frost last night. Stayed at 38 in Minot, 37 in Williston. Tonight, quite a different story. The moisture plays into how low our temperature goes overnight. So last night we saw dew points, you know, around the 30s, that kind of shade of blue right here. And tonight we're seeing very, very dry air from Canada slipping in. The drier it gets, the cooler it can get overnight. So we're looking at the possibility of hitting 20s tonight for our overnight temperature, and not just for a little while, but for maybe a couple of hours in places. So that will be an extremely hard freeze and a hard frost tonight if that happens. Earlier today we saw a few showers going through between Minot and Bismarck, and actually you saw even a couple of shades of pink just north of Antler. That means we saw a little bit of sleet earlier today. Right now though, things are starting to clear out. That will contribute to the chance of frost as well, because the clearer we are, the better chance we have of a lot of the heat we were able to get today escaping overnight, and that'll happen through tomorrow morning. So by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, we'll be looking at a very clear day, but a few clouds maybe by tomorrow afternoon. I'm not really expecting anything in the way of any showers or anything, and then it dries out again on Thursday, so it'll probably stay relatively dry for the rest of the week. Tonight though, remember that freeze warning is in effect. We've got some fairly light winds, clear skies, and fairly dry air coming into the area. That's all going to contribute to the freeze tonight, and it could be for a period of hours in some places. 30 degrees by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, 47, well 30 degrees in some places, 47 by noon, 52 degrees for a high tomorrow, and a very good chance of some morning frost. And then for the next 7 days, you know, I hate to tell you, but we have another chance for frost tomorrow night again, and it could be even worse than tonight. And maybe for a couple of days yet until things warm up, maybe into the weekend we could be looking at 60s again.
Guess it's that time of year, though.
It is.
That's the way it goes. And, you know, Tom's not with us tonight because he's in Bismarck getting an award from the North Dakota Broadcasters for being, like, the best...
A super guy.
The best weather person in North Dakota or something.
What is happening in this community could happen in any community.
Deering, North Dakota is one of those towns people joke about. You know the joke, if you blink, you'll miss it. But if you look closely, you'll find Deering Country Store and Cafe.
I think it's the meeting place when it's raining out, everybody comes here, you know.
It's the heart of Deering.
If the store is closed, we have no access for our milk, gasoline.
The afternoon card game takes place here.
I am too.
And the grapevine feeds
Yeah, I don't know how
offer coffee and cake. At the center of all this commotion, Phil and Linda Thorpe.
We put a lot of hours in, I suppose 12, 14 a day, 7 days a week.
We were taking Mondays off. That lasted about a month.
It just kind of caught up, I guess.
Last week, Linda came in to start her day, but something just wasn't right.
Wednesday morning, I came up to go to work, and I knew it was more than just the flu, so I opened the safe for my husband and went back home.
Realizing how serious her situation was, Linda left the safe open for Phil in case she didn't make it back to the cafe. And she didn't right away. The next day, Linda had surgery to repair damage from a heart attack.
Phone rang off the hook at the hospital, yeah. Lots of cards and flowers.
But before doctors could go to work on her heart, her friends went to work at the store.
We have our special today, which is meatballs, potatoes, and gravy.
People just came in and, well, there's a gal, she's putting away the groceries, and other people have been washing shelves, and some of us try to cook.
Well, I asked my husband, I said, well, who's watching the store? He said, everybody is.
Volunteer sheets sit by the till. Not one name missing from the list.
Yeah, the people have been good. These are my friends. They proved it to me, I'll tell you.
7 women bustle around the cafe.
Okay, girls, got cheeseburger, fries, 2 orders.
Trying to manage Linda's daily grind.
And I figure in another week, I might be able to fry a good egg.
In another week, Linda will be back. Not at full speed.
It's a sad thing that's happened, but I guess it's to open her eyes that the body does get a little tired after a while, you know. And we're going to be cautious now because I don't want to have her go through this again.
But with a little help from her family.
There's no way I could pay him back, but I guarantee you one thing, if any of these people in here ever have troubles like we did, my wife will be the first one there and myself. I guarantee you that.
That's the philosophy that you'll find at the heart of Deering.
More people need this, you know, really.
And even if you blink, you can't miss it. Heather Martin, KXNC News 13.